I'm amazed at how this has come together, and what I'm going to do is talk through a little bit about where we're at in terms of compassion in practice in London, and a little bit about celebration, although I think today's going to be one big celebration, but also try and get to the heart. I keep saying heart and it's down here, something wrong with my anatomy. Get to the heart of and the gut of compassion. That's why I want to start the day, so we continue that enthusiasm that Mike has highlighted so far. Something about London, because we are unique, and then also just to explain why we pulled the programme together as we did. I'm sure everyone in this room knows about the strategy. Just anyone not? Good, that's brilliant. Over 200 people in this room do know about it, and not everyone here is a nurse or a midwife, and that's an important thing to say. This strategy was set up for nurses, midwives and care staff, and yes, it has focused mostly on nursing and midwifery, but it is for everyone who provides care. I think that's a really, really important message. Now, I'm going to show you a video in a minute that is quite, as some people describe as fluffy, could be seen that way, but it is about getting to the gut and to the heart of what we're actually trying to do today. And again, hopefully we'll set a context. Fingers crossed.
I'm at the hospital. Jean's had a fall. She's still unconscious.
I've been dreading this appointment.
I hope Steve can remember me today.
You've got the all clear. That's wonderful, Dad.
We need to refer you to the surgical team for further investigation.
I just want to take her home now.
I am going to beat this.
Still waiting. It's been 3 hours now.
Going to see Dad. Maybe the last time.
Cancer-free for 7 years.
I can't take this in.
I had to deliver some bad news today.
6 a.m. this morning. Yeah, he's £8.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Benson. There were complications with your husband's surgery.
That's a very powerful story from a trust up north and their experiences. There's another, oh, gone too far, there we go. there's a story by a father of a disabled child who talks about, we give care, and care can be very technical, it can be very good, but he talks about care and caring. So I'm just going to read you a short quote from a very interesting blog that he produced. Care is a 4-letter word. You can throw it about in a professional setting without much consideration, I know. But for parents of a child with a disability, we want professionals to show both sides of care, taking care and caring about. If you do the first part without the second, it feels hollow, and we'll see it. If you invest in the second part too, we'll see you as being one of the most important people in our child's life. This blog is dedicated to the ones that have shown both parts, the NICU nurses who would rearrange Isaac's nest when they themselves were knackered and at the end of their long shift, the people who looked to give him the best play experience and cuddles when looking after him at nursery, the people who would challenge and act on Isaac's best interests for us when we're not there. So hopefully, it's quite hard. Should have practiced it more, darn it. Because I don't know, a few of you know, a few years, last year, quite often I had to go after Molly Case, who did the most fantastic poem, and I was always the person who had to speak after her. I got quite tough there, but not this time, obviously. Anyway, there you go. So hopefully what I've done is start the conference by getting to the hearts and the gut of what we've got to do. Anyway, the next thing I just wanted to say was, if we're going to do this for our patients, we've got to do it for our staff. And I think sometimes that's where we forget. And today's been structured about reflecting that, and very much for BME leaders and staff in the NHS in London. So there's a big focus on that in the afternoon, about how we respect and how we treat staff. So if we're going to do good care for patients, we need to look at our staff and not underestimate that. Just to highlight, there are 6 action areas in Compassion in Practice. This afternoon you're going to hear more about them, and I'm really privileged to be the SRO for the Building and Strengthening Leadership, which I think underpins a lot of the work that we need to do, but you'll hear more about that later. The slides we've seen have very much been about nursing, but actually this is all about Compassion in Practice about everyone in the NHS, whether you're a chief executive, the finance director, the chair, you name it, whether you are a paramedic, and last night I had the pleasure of going out with 2 fantastic paramedics and seeing just how much they contribute to care and also can provide compassion in many, many different ways. So it's not just about wards and it's not just about nursing. And what I want today to achieve is us all thinking about how in the whole context of the NHS we do this. So let's open our minds and think of all of those people we need to involve, because compassion is not just about being nice to people, it is about designing care in a way that enables those people to be individuals and manage their own lives. So London, we do have some quite significant challenges. For some reason, we do have we can't seem to make progress around patient experience in whatever type of survey it is, whatever the type of work you've all done over the last years, we don't seem to make the right impact. And it's not just about health services. There's something about a young population has different views about that. That's what some people think, but we need to do more there. We have a growing and ageing population with more long-term conditions, and also the diversity and also the churn in London makes it quite unique. But that means we have got significant financial challenges going forward, but we've therefore got to design a system and transform the system in such a way that we get good care and also cost-effective care, but that compassion is built into it. It's not an add-on, and again, that's a message for today. It's not about the icing on the cake. This has got to be embedded in the way we do business and the way we think. And I'm delighted that Martin Smith's here from Ealing. He's the lead chief executive for health within the local authorities in London. And yesterday we were at the Collaborative for Health and Social Care, and there is a real commitment in London to do things in a more integrated way. And again, this is a huge agenda that we can embrace. But we also need to develop new partners with other parts of the health system, with voluntary sector and service users in a way that we haven't done before. So again, to think about that. And also, we focus on hospitals. The more care we can do closer to home, we're more likely to be compassionate to the needs of individuals. So we need to step out of our comfort zones. And also, I hope I don't know how long we'll be doing these jobs we're in, as the system changes quite regularly. I've done it for a year so far, so hopefully it'll last a while longer. But I have real aspiration that we can be seen as a capital city to do something really, really exciting. So what I'd really like today is to be the start of that journey. So today, it's a package. I'm really impressed how everyone has really stepped up. We will cover everything and anything today, and I just think it would be brilliant. Also, we've got some very, very courageous people who are speaking later, who've stood up when things have gone wrong, and we should applaud them and learn from them, as well as also the good projects going on. So if you're in those sessions, I think you'll get a great deal out of it. And, you know, a chance for people in very senior roles to meet. We've got caremakers here, we've got students here, we've got newly qualified staff nurses. Let's see if we can make today a commitment where we all act together. And I hope you enjoy the rest of today. Thank you.